Okay, welcome to the Cyprus Chess Championship 2020 Roundup show. With us, we have the newly crowned Cyprus Chess Champion, Pavlos Constantinou. He will be commentating his games and answering any questions you have. Welcome, Pavlos.
Hello, Mark. Thank you for inviting me to your show. Um, yes, I'm here to discuss with you my games and whatever come up.
So we will start with the first game.
Yes, I think it's been some time that we have played the first game, but we can discuss it a little bit and we can go from there to the next games. So my next game was with I was white with Korean Pavlos. Okay, I will just discuss some points in every game that I think that they were important or interesting, in my opinion, and we will discuss a little bit more my final game with Yannis Zamianou, because I think most of the games you have shown them in the previous shows you have, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I think we've looked at some of your games
Yes,
before.
yes. So because it's a matter of time also. So, for example, with Pavlos, the position that I want to discuss is here. Pavlos played Rook H5, and I responded with F4. And Pavlos played a strange-looking move at a point. He played Rook F5, and I was sure that at this point I was winning, and I couldn't find the best move. At Rook F5. Why doesn't get in the okay? Here, for example, I couldn't find the best move, and I played a move that okay was still winning, but I was not really happy after the game that I didn't manage to find the correct solution. Okay, maybe our viewers can pause the video. Okay, we're live now, but in when you will they will see it when we will not be live, they can pause it. Now we might give them a little bit time to think what they would have played. What is the stronger move?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think, Marco? Is the stronger move?
I know what you played, so
You know, but what I played was not the strongest move. That's why I'm talking. I played here. I played in G5. Okay,
I like
G5.
G5.
It's quite strong. But if you can win an exchange or a whole rook, why not take it, right?
Yes.
So the best move here was a strange-looking move for me, but it makes total sense because you protect the other rook. Just go back, rook h1. And the rook is trapped. You see, here, this rook is trapped now. And the only way to get out of to take some material is to take on d5, and the position is lost. You don't have anything to consider after this move. No chance. Okay, and white is clearly winning after this. But in the game I played g5, I was still winning. Okay, but I managed to blunder a pawn at the point, and the position was draw, and I was really lucky that Pavlos gave me back the favor, and I managed to win. Okay, this was what I had to discuss about this game. Okay,
Yeah.
we will move to the next game, Mark.
Yeah. This game was played in March. Yes.
Yes. This it's
6
almost
months ago.
6 months ago. Yes.
7 months.
Yes.
Actually, now 7 months. Yeah, 7 months ago.
Yes. It's been a long time. So in the next game, the same. It was played in March. 1 minute. So this game was I was white again with Michalis Florentiadis. Okay, nothing exciting happened to this game actually, but I would like to discuss 1 or 2 points. For example, I was really amazed during the game after let's say here queen after I played Queen F3. And I was planning to take my rook on e4 and take it to the king side, so I could attack the king. And also during the game, and especially after the game, that I discovered that the move that Florentiadis played was the best here, and I was really amazed about his positional understanding, because in this tournament he was in great form, and he showed it in many games until I think in the 7th round. And
the last week where he didn't do very well.
Yes, he was competing for the first place until the 7th round, I think. We were sharing first place, and I thought that he was one of the best players of the tournament. Okay, I don't know what happened the last 2 rounds. He didn't play convincingly. But before that, he was in an amazing form. And here, not many players would play what Michalis played, I think, because the knight is in an excellent position. It's the best, it's a dream outpost, correctly?
Yes,
am I right?
but it doesn't have much to do though, yeah? You cannot go to c3, e3, f4.
Yes,
It's
okay.
in a nice outpost, but it's not doing...
Not doing much, but okay, still.
Yeah, still
Michalis...
it's not the piece you will go back. Maybe improve the queen.
Yes, you have a lot of moves, okay. But Michalis plays the best move here, knight e7, which make a place for the queen on d5 square, and makes my attack dissolve. After this, I don't have anything except if he accepts my pawn sacrifice, which after queen d5, rook c1, I offer a pawn on a4. So I was hoping that Michalis will take it, even though I knew that he will understand that he should not take it. The computer in the beginning believes that he has to take it, but later also the computer finds other moves that are more convincing. And of course he didn't take it, and the position wasn't draw. As I said, nothing exciting happened to this game.
Yeah.
Because Florentiadis played very, very solidly and didn't give me any chance. And even at the final position, okay, we exchanged rooks here. Instead of taking the pawn, queens, we exchanged queens. And we played the same game. And I will show you just the final position when I offer and draw, because okay, this is a position. I played the rook c e2, and I offer and draw, which Michalis accepted. But here I was not so happy with my positions. That's why I offered and draw. I thought that I was slightly worse, or I had to find only moves. And for example, here the best move is rook a8 to protect the pawn, and I have to play f4, the only move. Okay, and after f4, I think it's the only move, because
to prevent
if I don't
G5,
play it,
yes,
g5, and after f4, his knight can go to knight f6, and he controls all the white squares. Okay, and my bishop it's about bishop. Okay, he can. My pawns are every pawn is on the color of the bishop, and I don't like much my position. And also my pawn on g3 needs constant protection. So that's why I offer and draw. And I don't know, Michalis maybe should have continue here because I was pressing the whole game, and now the position is drifting for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these two games were played 6 months ago, and we will go to the new games that we will play with the mask on, with the new protocol after the quarantine.
Did this break affect your? Did you? What I mean is, it helped you play better,
I don't
like
know, Mark.
this break, so that you could prepare better for the championship.
I actually I didn't have time to prepare during the break because I had a lot of things to do because in the quarantine I was working in the general hospital,
Yes.
and that was not my job. They took me there by force because of the COVID situation. I went there to help, and I also had to prepare for the university, and I had to take some exams there, and I didn't have much time to prepare for my appointments. Okay, I was studying chess, I was solving some tactics and doing some stuff, but actually my preparation with Alexandro, that is the next game we will see,
Yeah.
Alexandro Zagidis, it was done before yes, and I just had to check the previous night to see to remember what I had studied. I didn't have time to check.
Okay.
And okay, after the first weekend, after I played Alexandros and which was and Savabanikos, I started studying and spending a lot of time to my opponents again. As you will see, the next game with Panikos, my preparation was not so good, and I missed a move in the opening, and my position was bad actually. Okay, with Sakidis, I think you show the end game, but
I think yes, it was I think it was mainly equal with some very interesting moments in the game.
Yes, the position until now was 100% equal, I think. Okay, maybe at the point Alexander was pressing. Okay, I was pressing. Let's see. I will show you where I think he was pressing. I will pass the moves. Okay, this position is equal. He had some chances at a point, I think, but still the position was equal.
Yeah, I found this endgame quite instructive.
Yes, I remember that you showed it in your show.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. At this point, he was pressing, and instead of at the point he took the bishop. Yes, knight takes d3 here. Instead of this move, I think he had to play rook a7.
Okay, so
If I'm correct, yes, rook a7. Yes, here, so he could continue pressing, and okay, the position is still equal, but he has more chances than in the game. But I think his idea was to take the f7 pawn or make my king go back, because after taking here, rook takes, rook e1 check. If I go to the square, I played
d6,
king.
I think.
Yes. If I play king d6, he wins a pawn by force, and if I take my king to f8, I have it's still equal, but my king it's cut behind, but it's still equal. But in the game, I decided to play king d6. He wins a pawn by force, as you will see.
But I think a pawn in this kind of endgame is not that important because of the minor pieces and the rook on the board. Yes.
You are right. I think the main point here, you see, the main point is it's maybe the activity of the rook I will have. Okay. Now it's not so clear, but you will see, and or you will, I think we will understand. Here I spend a lot of time to decide what I have to play, knight d5 or c6. Okay. I was lucky because both moves are equal, but they have different tastes. I decided to play the c6. I'm not 100% sure why I decided c6. I was calculating both lines, and I was happy with both lines, and I had to choose a line because the clock was ticking. And I thought that with c6 I have more chances. But 95 was also a very good move. Okay, the reason why I lose a pawn here is because it takes and rook to
7, yeah.
Yes, rook e7. Yes, forking rook in the 7 is a very strong piece, as we know. So in order to equalize, to keep equality here, black has to sacrifice all his kingside pawns. And the position that will arise is very double-edged. As we know, as we approach the endgame, every move has big value, let's say. If you make a mistake, tables can turn immediately.
Yeah, so basically here what white will try to do is sacrifice that rook for the pawn and win, and then try to queen one of the 3 pawns, yes?
Yes, and
this is
here
his main idea.
Yes, here it's good to understand why it's equal. This position, why it's equal, because okay, we are 2 pawns down. Someone that doesn't understand about chess will say, okay, white is winning because he has 2 pawns. But what the compensation from black is an active king and more advanced c pawn. Okay, these 2 factors equalize the position. And when I was, I calculated until here. I was trying to decide if this position is really equal. You understand what I mean? Because maybe there is something that I don't see, and maybe I was losing. I was not sure during the game, but the position is equal. And a sample line, for example, might go like this. Okay.
Yeah.
And as you said,
yeah, rook c7 and then try to push the h pawn.
Yes, and as you said, white would have to sacrifice rook, but I was not sure from far afar after the sacrifice if I have time with the rook to pick all the pawns or make a draw. Because sometimes it's very dangerous to fight against 3 pawns. And okay, now we are here, it's easier to understand what is happening. But if you are on move 39 and you have to decide about what is going on move 45 in this kind of end game, it's not as clear as it might seem here. And still, for example,
here you need to be quite accurate because it's easy to
yes, I will show two instances. Okay, this is just an example line, but still, it indicates the difficulties. For example, here, king e6, and the only move, of course, for white is to go forward. If white plays something else, I think he loses. But okay, here it's easy for white to find king g6.
Yeah.
But the next move is not so clear for black. What should black play here? And there is only one move that makes it. So you have to understand the endgame to find the move. And
it's quite hard for black to find king e5.
Yes, king e5 is a move. And okay, if you come here and you have time in your clock, I believe it's you and you have a certain understanding of the endgame, you will find the move. No problem. But if you have to decide 10 moves before, okay, it's normal, I think, to have not to be sure. So after king e5, black attacks the pawns from the rear, and it's a draw. Okay, this was the one line that black could choose, and the other line was, as I said, with c6 at the beginning. Okay, instead of 95, c6, and it's game continuation. And okay, during the game, I thought that this game also was giving me. I thought that this was for sure a draw. Because after he takes, I play 95, and I will take the b4 pawn.
Why can white not take the knight?
Of course, he can't take the knight, but I will have active king, as we said. The activity, if he after he takes the knight, okay, takes the knight.
You take with the king or you take with the pawn?
I will take both are okay, I think, but I will take with the pawn, so I will have.
To avoid rook e7.
Yes, to avoid rook e7, and also I need my king to maybe to come and press this pawn if white plays rook b1.
Okay.
Here, for example, here rook b1 to protect the pawn. Maybe there are other moves except this move, and okay. Maybe it's better to go to the 7th rank first, to the 2nd rank here, okay? But still, if you play something, I believe something like this move should be an easy draw for black, for reasons that we have already talked. We have an active king, an active rook, and a pass pawn, which is okay, slightly more advanced, but okay, let's say even if he moves here, okay, I don't see any way for white to make progress. Yeah. Okay, during the game he didn't take now. He took later. Okay, during the game he played, instead of taking the knight, he played bishops in g8. Okay, I think this is a good move because it forced me to play h6. And during the game, I thought it was a good move, but later it proved that maybe was not doing as much, because the idea behind this move, I think, was rook e6 check, okay, which he didn't play. And
I think that's what he told when after the game. I think when we looked at it.
Yes.
I think that's what he said to me. That was his idea, but he must have I think during the game he forgot to play it.
No. I will show you. There is a problem here. There is a problem that the problem is after king c5.
Yes.
I was planning king c5, of course, and he was planning rook g6. Okay, pressing my pawns. Okay. So here, the problem is after here, black has a draw again, because if he plays rook c1, king f2, and I have rook c2 again, check, and he has to go back again, because if he doesn't go back, and plays, for example,
King G3.
King G3. It's a mistake. And here it's a good time for our guests to think a little bit by themselves. Why it's a mistake? Okay, during the game, I calculate until here. I calculate one of the two lines that I was happy, but I didn't find the best move again. In my calculation, I mean. And I think I don't know if Alex.
Rook takes G2 and then Knight F4.
Yeah, Rook G2 it's the obvious line. Yes, Rook G2. I thought from afar that Rook G2. Okay, I don't have any problems after Rook G2, and Knight F4. But there is an even better move, which wins a piece here. Yes.
Because Knight. Okay, now I see it. Yes.
Yes, Knight E7. And I'm attacking the rook. I'm attacking the bishop. If he takes to protect the rook, I take the rook. So I win. Okay, it's not clearly winning again because I will have 2 pawns for the. Here it's clearly winning if I take the rook, but I mean if he doesn't take the. Maybe yes. If he doesn't take the pawn, because if he takes the pawn, I have the fork on F5. If he doesn't take the pawn, I play rook G4. For example, I take on G8. It takes a pawn, and okay, maybe black is not. I'm not sure if black is winning here, but why? Why white should want to get in this position?
Yes, well, this is not good for white.
Yes, that's why I think he played bishop G8. And then he calculated all these things, or some of these things. He didn't like the result.
Yeah.
And that's why here he thought for a very long time, and he almost lost some time. He played rook B1 on 1 second.
Yeah.
Yes, and we are on move
42.
42. So he spent half an hour in the previous 2 moves. He was trying to see if he was winning a pawn or something, and if I am remembering correctly, of course, I think he played the rook b1 in 1 second here.
I think so. Yes, because there was a moment where he was about to lose on time.
Yes, yes, because he played the move, and I look at the clock to see if he lost on time, but unfortunately for me was not the. Was not what I was hoping, but and okay, played rook b1, and after rook b1, I think the position is equal, and played rook b2, king b4, okay, and here we could have repeated moves because goes to rook d2, king c5. And go to rook. He could go to rook b2 and repeat the moves.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was expecting that he would go for this because I couldn't see anything else here. But he decided to press a little bit more. Okay, it's not a mistake, obviously. It's a pawn up. In such a situation, usually you don't have a chance to lose. But unfortunately for Alexander made some inaccuracies and a mistake, and the position was lost soon. Played before, okay, I will not take, of course, because if I take, I can only lose. King c4, and here he played rook b2. Rook b2 is losing by force, but I didn't find the correct solution. Okay, he had to play king f2 here in order to keep the balance. But rook b2, it's losing by force, and the reason that I didn't find the correct moves, I will show it to you. Okay, the correct move is rook c1, check, king f2, king f2, and king c3. And this resembles the game. And at the point, it responds immediately at the game. For example, if he plays d5 here, and I push d3, I place king e3, this is a position from the game. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the reason that White was losing. But I didn't find the move. I didn't play rook c1 because I thought also that d4 was winning, to be honest. I played d4 here, and I thought I was winning. And I will show you what did I miss, because position is still equal after d4. King f2.
Yes, which loses, but instead of king f2, white has b5, which...
Yes, king f2 is a move he played, yes. b5, in this line, I thought I was winning. And the reason I thought I was winning, because it was d3, b6, and here I was planning to, I was calculating, should I play rook c1 check or rook c2? I decided I will play rook c2, because I thought that it was winning. Rook c1 leads to a forced draw. Okay, we can show it if you like.
I think so, yes, because it's very instructive why this...
Rook c1, I so calculated this, that leads to a draw, but I was, as I said, I was planning to play immediately rook c2, and the reason that this is a draw is because I don't queen with check. That's the reason. I played check, and I moved his king out of the queen is check, actually. And okay, I make a queen, makes a queen, and here I have to take a draw because I'm a pawn down.
Yes.
And I have this perpetual.
Queen g5 check, and queen g5.
Yes,
queen
yes, and yes, we will do some cycles with the king and the queen, and the position, and the game will end in a draw.
Yeah.
Yes, so let's go back to, instead of rook c1 check, rook c2 immediately. This by far a better move, because as I said, if he takes now, it's the same position, but I queen with check, so it's very easy to calculate this. Okay, and the next move is check. When I queen, so black is winning. But what I missed here was this amazing move. You show it in your show, and to be honest, it was at that moment that I saw it, because I didn't check the game after I went home, and I saw it in your show. The best move here is rook b4. I didn't even consider it during my calculations in the game.
Yeah, but it's amazing, because it's checking with the queen. It's not
checking with the rook. You mean?
Yeah,
yes.
If you take.
Yes. If I take. Yes. If I take. What is the reason behind this move? If I take, I have to be very careful not to lose, because after b7 protects the c8 square, so I cannot catch this pawn now. There is no way to catch, because c8 is protected, and this file here is covered by my king, and also he queens with a check, and it's I can do nothing. If I find the correct moves to lead to a draw, I will be happy.
Yes, because it's very easy to go wrong with the rook and pawn down there, and the queen just checking you. You need to just go on a wrong square, and then you might lose.
Yes, and it's
rook and pawn.
The problem, I believe here, the bigger problem might be the psychology roller coaster. At the point you think that you are winning clearly, and then you see an amazing move like rook b4 check, and you discover that it's working, and you might never recover psychologically after this move. Okay, the best way, of course, if you are in this position here, the best thing to do is not to take the rook and just play a repetition, I think. something like this, and repeat the moves and make a draw again.
Yes.
It's easier than going to with a queen down and hoping. Okay, I wanted to show this game because it's rook b4 is an amazing move, and okay, I will show how the game finished because instead of pushing the pawn, he played king. Okay, where we are, king f2, yes. Yes, here the position is lost. I think. Yes, after d3, the position is lost. I think.
But I don't know if it's that easy to see why. No, it's pretty easy because after rook c1, king d2, there's rook g1. Yes.
Rook g1. But actually, the reason is because after rook, I play rook c1. I will win a tempo on the rook with king c3 and give a check on e1 to move
Yes, and if
the king.
king d2 to prevent king c3, you just have rook g1 threatening to take on g2.
No, Mark. I will
No?
not. You see, let me show you. Rook c1.
And let's say king d2
Okay.
to prevent king c3.
You mean here?
Yes.
At this point, okay.
And then I say you have to play
Okay,
rook
yes.
g1.
Rook G. I was planning rook g1.
Yes, and
Yes.
then check on g2, taking the rook.
I was planning rook g1. Yes, this is an interesting possibility.
I thought rook g2 works, but maybe it doesn't.
I'm not sure. I'm thinking now because you might be right. Because there is g3 here. Does it have to give the pawn?
But then the rook g2 check. Oh.
Rook g2.
King, rook takes rook.
4. This is fourth. I think.
But
It looks like a draw.
Yes, I missed this.
So there was this possibility to save the game here. Let's see. Maybe. But still, I think that.
Rook h1 seems to be.
I would take some pawns here, but I'm not sure if it's enough.
You play king d4, and then rook check. Yes, this makes a big difference. Because now you can take on b2. And then play king e3. This is a difference, yes.
Yes.
Before king e3 was not playable to push the pawn to queen. So yes, this is what.
Oh.
Yeah,
Takes,
king takes.
King e3, but still, am I in time to? I will play d2. Queen.
Maybe
okay, we have to. I'm not sure about this queen endgame. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe this is an interesting possibility. I have to check it more closely. I haven't noticed it. Yes. Okay. I'm not sure what is going on here. Black is better, but I don't know if it's enough. Okay, this is interesting. So maybe
I don't
maybe
know.
the losing move was b5 after all here. Maybe I'm not sure about the other line you are talking about. Yes, after b5, it's 100% lost.
Yeah, because of king c3. Yes.
Yes, here Alexandros, as we have said, was very short of time. He didn't have time to calculate anything. I think. And now the game has ended actually because he has to sacrifice the rook, but
And the
he
king
doesn't
is
have
cut
any.
off.
Tell
And
me.
the king is cut off from the pawn.
Yes, and
So he will lose that b pawn.
he will lose everything actually. He took the pawn I took, played king f5 and resigned because he realized that there are many ways to win this. This is a no-brainer actually.
Yeah, this is gone, yes.
Yes. So it was an interesting endgame. That okay, I have to check it again as you have seen. Um, so and maybe this was one of the games that decided the result of the championship.
Yes, because Alexander then was playing. I think he after this game he might have won every single game.
I'm not sure, but he may make a,
I think
maybe he made
after
a
this game, yes, after this game, I think he won every game, or one more draw, and then the rest.
one more draw. I think one more draw. I think,
Yes, one more draw, and
and
then he won the rest.
okay, the normal result for this game wasn't draw. Okay, I was never worse in the game, but okay, still even a draw in this game could have changed the balance because if you beat a contender for the title, it's actually counts like double point. And if he catch you, still you have an advantage because of the time breaks.
Yes.
So it was very good for me that I won this game. So the next game I played Sabanikos.
I think he was leading before that game.
Panikos had 3 out of 3, I think, before the game.
Yes, he was 3 out of 3 with Paris. Yes.
Yes. 3 out of 3, and I had no 2.
You sure 2? You're...
Oh, 2.5. Yes,
okay.
2.5. Yes, correct. You're right. And okay, this game is another game that was a draw without anything exciting happening. And I will show you where I was white again here. Okay, so until now I had 3 whites and 3 whites and 1 black.
Here d4 is a normal ala pin, just with a move sequence.
Yes, I have to play in d4 here, and for some reason I gave the check, which is not the best move, but to lose all the advantage for white. Okay, white is not still worse, but Panikos played very nicely and didn't give many chance. So instead of bishop b5, d4 was a move, and we will with a lot of theory and a lot of games here and a lot of ideas.
I think it's one of the main lines of the Alapin.
Yes, I had to play in d4, and actually I forgot to play it, and the resulting position was an uneventful draw, which white had never any real chances. And actually there is nothing exciting to discuss in this game, because Panikos, when he plays strategically, is very solid and very strong, and this game didn't give many chances.
Yeah.
So I think we should go to the next game.
Yep. Yeah, here you had a surprising result.
Yes. Actually, I was really happy with my opening in this game. Okay, I was in black. I equalized. I took an advantage. And then without realizing what was happening, the game was heading towards the draw. And still, I'm not sure what I did wrong. And Andreas, from a point on, he played the best moves. Played the endgame masterfully. Let me show you. So, we just let's pass the opening. So, Catalan. Okay. At some point, Andreas misplayed the opening, and I equalized and took some minor advantage. Okay, C4. Here he played the move 95, which I was expecting. It's an interesting move because after I take on G2, he takes my knight on D7 and attacks my queen, so I have to move the queen. I have okay, during the game I played the obvious queen D8, but I could also have played queen F3, which maybe it's slightly better than my move in the game.
Yes.
But it sounded a little bit complicated. When I started calculating during the game, I was not 100% sure how the line is better to go. For example, queen F3, knight takes. And after, let's say, rook or king takes, let's say king takes. If I remember correctly, after 92, yes, there are some lines, I'm not sure which lines are now, that white doesn't have to exchange the queen, and it's a little bit awkward. I don't remember which line was that creating the problem in my mind now, because okay, in this line I just take, and I'm obviously better here.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a line during the game that I was not sure. I'm not remembering which line it was now.
I don't know. I like knight a3 after king f8 takes f8. I don't know how playable it is. The idea is to play knight a3 c2
At which point? Which move, Mark?
after king takes f8.
After king takes f8.
Knight
Okay.
a3. I don't know how viable that is.
Knight a3.
Okay, it's not good.
Yeah, because I have the white squares now.
Oh, you
Okay.
just move the queen away and
Yes. I have the light square, and I will have a tremendous advantage. I don't remember. There was a line that I was calculating that I was feeling uncomfortable. I don't remember which line, to be honest.
maybe queen
Anyhow,
takes queen bishop, but again it's the same like playing knight d2 first and then taking the queen.
I'm not sure. I can't remember. I just remember the feeling. Maybe I was wrong. I was wrong because a computer believes that this is the best line. Anyway, instead of that, I just played queen d8. It was, but still, I have some small advantage, I think. King took.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
Knight f6 is an interesting alternative, yes?
When
Now, instead of king
now
takes b2,
here knight f6 instead, but I will take with the queen. I will not take with the queen.
yes, you take with the queen, but isn't the queen misplaced on f6?
I don't think so. I don't think so, Mark.
Now you take.
He takes.
Because you're going to move your queen again. You will see the queen on f6 will move. Maybe this was my idea. Just
Why the queen will move?
because you will not want to play f5 or f6 e5. I don't know. I'm just
Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yes, I'm not sure, Mark, if this was better or just leaving the knight there. Okay, I believe maybe there are two moves that lead to approximately equal position, let's say.
Yeah.
But okay, in both cases, I believe black is a little bit better. Okay. Okay. Here, I shouldn't have played bishop before. I had to push the pawn immediately. But anyway, I played a4. Let me show you where I believe that Andrea started playing very nice chess. Because, okay, now, after knight a4, the position, I thought during the game that it was actually lost for white. If not lost, very difficult to keep on balance because I have many questions to answer. But still, after queen b5, which is the best move I think here, Andreas played the only move. He found queen e2, which is a very nice move. And after this move, I thought that rook a8 was the best, but rook a8 is not the best move. For some reason that I'm trying to still understand, the computer wants to play rook c6. Rook c6, and after b3, which was a game move also after rook a8, after this move, queen b7.
Why not double the rooks?
I'm not sure why not.
It would be more logical to double the rooks and play queen b7.
Yes, let's say double the rooks.
Okay, although queen b7 looks...
That's why I'm saying that the computer decided that plays very strange
it has
moves.
e4, d5 ideas, huh? They're not d5 right now, e4 preparing d5.
E4 and D5, huh? You think?
Yes. And you don't have queen b7 because queen b7 now there's the diagonal is closed. Yeah, yeah, but this is computer. I think computer power here.
Still, that's what I'm talking about. Because the only way according to the computer to keep the advantage here was to play rook c6 and queen b7, which I think it's very difficult to find as a human during a game, at least on our level. So I didn't play, of course, those moves, and I played the move that was normal during the game in my eyes, which was rook a8. But this, I think, surprisingly leads to a position that is a draw. I was really surprised during the game because even after this sequence of moves, that it's the best, and I took on b3. Okay, I'm a pawn up. I have a pass pawn up, but
two pass pawns, no?
Actually, yes, but okay, two pass pawns.
They're doubled.
They are doubled. During the game, I thought that it was not so easy for him to recover the pawns. But suddenly I realized that was the move that Andreas played, knight c5. Okay. And knight c5 is leading to a forced draw. I was amazed during the game, to be honest. He played the best moves in the endgame, and actually I couldn't do much.
Because knight c5, he creates a pass pawn by himself, his own pass pawn.
He creates a pass pawn. Actually, he exchanged my two double pawns for his pawns. I will keep one pawn for for a certain amount of time, but still he will recover it and he will make a draw. I will show you how. And I don't know where did I've gone wrong actually, because I had the advantage. I played well. I had the advantage, and he plays some accurate moves, and the position and my advantage evaporates. The position is and draw. I will show you how. Knight c5. I takes. And here I spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time. Maybe I spend half an hour just trying to understand what is going on and what is the best way to proceed, so I will have some chances to win the game. And for example, I calculate this line: rook takes, rook c8, and here there are two lines for him that lead to a draw. So, and one is more obvious than the other. So, for example, the easiest way to go to a draw here is rook a4, and I will take the pawn. He will take the pawn.
Yeah, this is a simple draw.
Yes, I will go to rook c3, but he will come attack my rook, and he will take the pawn in draw with the key. He will attack my rook for. Okay, maybe he will play h4 and later, but still, if he plays something like this, I'm not sure here if it's okay.
This maybe loses.
Maybe it's yes, it's too early to play this. Maybe he will just play h4, and this position I evaluate as a draw during the game.
Yes, this looks drawish.
So I don't think, for example, if I go to the king side, he will now go king e7, maybe king d2. I don't know. Maybe I would have some chances, but still, except of this line, he has another line. Let me show you. Instead of going, yes, instead of going to rook a4, going rook b1, okay, and still, I take, he takes, and now either if I protect the pawn on c4, for example, it's easier than before because he will attack it, okay?
Yes.
He will recover the pawn. And if I go to b5, still with the same ideas, he can play h4 first, but maybe it's not necessary. For example, king e7.
And we have a forced draw again with the pawn.
Again, a forced draw. So I calculate half an hour there, and I couldn't find anything. Okay, I was sure that these lines were very simple for Andreas, and I tried to complicate things, which I didn't complicate things. I simplified things actually, because I was desperate to find something that keeps the game complicated, but I couldn't find it, and we liquefied all the pawns because, and this is 100% a draw. I played until pair kings, but okay, Andreas didn't make any mistake. He played very well in the endgame, and for now on, it's a very simple opposition. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have to ask something on this game, or we can go to the next.
After this game, I think you took the lead. You shared the lead with 3 other players.
It was the fifth.
Yes, it was
the fifth round. Yes, after the fifth round, we were in the first plane with Paris Cleridis, Sava Panikos, and Michalis Florentiais, I think. Yes.
All 4 of them.
Yes, with the same points. And next game, I did play one of the leaders at that point, which was Paris Cleridis. Yes.
Did you already feel from this round that this year might be your year?
Look, after my game with Alexandros, I thought that I had good chances. Okay, because as I said, if you beat one of the favorites of the tournament, because Alexandros was rank in the starting rank was first, correct?
Yes, he had the highest rated player, yes.
Higher rate. If you beat the highest rated player on the tournament, and your chances are getting better, I think. Yes, okay. From the other hand, I made 2 draws, but okay, I was sharing first place, so I thought that I have my fair chance. I had fair chances, let's say. After the game with Paris, I thought that I have even better chances, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Here, I would only like to discuss, because this game you discuss it with Michalis Frondiadis in your show, so our viewers can go there and check. So I will flip the board for 1 second. Here, after my move Queen E2, I thought that the best way that Paris had to proceed was taking the pawn on E4 with the knight. Okay, this is the only point I will discuss, because I think you didn't discuss it during that show. So, and but because I discussed it after the game with Paris, and he told me why he didn't go for this, and I'm not sure because I also calculated the line, but I thought that it was the best for him. Maybe I'm mistaken, I'm not sure. So the reason was after bishop f4, I think he was afraid of the backward c7 pawn. Okay, this is the reason, and maybe he is right, because the computer here plays bishop d6, which is a very strange looking move.
It is very strange, because if I was white, I would just simply take it.
Yes, I would have simply taken it and wonder why he played there. And
But apparently it's equal after bishop d6.
That's what the computer said, but I'm not sure. We're humans, Mark, and I have I'm not sure if the computer is correct here, because I have an outside passport. I will create an outside passport after this. I have a queenside majority. So in many endings, I will be winning just because I will exchange pieces. I don't know. So maybe Paris was right here and didn't go for this line. I'm not sure. And the rest of the game you have discussed it, I think, with.
Yeah, we saw it with Michalis Frondiadis.
So our viewers can go there. Let's move on. Yes, I won this game, and yes, was the 6th round, and I shared first play with Michalis Frondiadis at this point, which I thought that was very likely to win the championship, because the next game he had he was playing with Paris, I think. Yes, he was playing with Paris the next game.
Yes.
Yes, and I thought that if he managed to beat Paris, he would win the championship. Okay, Paris is a very strong player, but it was not his best year. And Frondiadis, maybe from the first games that I have seen, he was playing the best chess maybe that I have seen him play. He was playing amazing chess, but he didn't manage to beat Paris. And after my win against this game, which I'm black against Christiana, after my win, I was sole leader, I think.
Yeah, you took the lead, yes. Half a point.
Yes,
yeah.
Half a point, but half a point is half a point 2 rounds before the end. So let's see. This game with Christiana, I will discuss only one instance.
I think she blundered a piece from what I remember.
Yes, he blundered pins, but the position was not easy because you see here, okay, position here is equal. Okay.
But
So here he
the
played.
the position of the queen on c2 is problematic.
The position of the queen and the rook, the coordination of the queen and the rook on b1, it's a problem here, and also the queen in contrast of my queen. Okay, because as we will see in the line here, because after playing h3, which is not a good move, I have the opportunity to play in d5, which is okay. The opening that we played was an accelerating dragon, and usually in the accelerating dragon we keep the move d5, the pawn on d7 to play the move d5 immediately. Okay, that's the main idea of the accelerating dragon. And okay, I played d6 before in a slightly more complicated position, which I could have gone for d5. But it was very, very complicated. I didn't want to get in that line, even though I was sure that I was better, and I was better in that line. But it was so complicated that I couldn't calculate everything. So I decided to play in d6 and see what would resolve after that. And he played at the point here h3. So at this point, he gives me the chance to play immediately again, not immediately, to play d5. And now it's very simple to calculate. And for sure, black has the advantage after d5. So this is a thematic break in the accelerating dragon, especially when the pawn is on d7. And here the best move and the only move that I was seeing for her during the game was bishop d3. That keeps everything protected, barely protected. But even bishop d3, I could maybe push the pawn on d4 and have an advantage. And I'm black, and we are on which move? Okay, I was happy anyhow, even if he played bishop d3. But instead of d3, bishop d3 that I was expecting, he took, which is a very big mistake. He took, I take the pawn back, and the problem with this position, okay, is that when I take with the knight, that's why this is a point actually, one of the points of the d5 idea, because knight is pinned, so he can move. I will take the queen if the knight moves. And here I believe that the position is very difficult. Okay, you said that Christian blundered a piece, but here maybe white, black is already.
Yeah, black is already worse. Yes.
Black. Yes. I want to say that black is already winning. Maybe it's an exaggeration, but it's very difficult for white to find moves. And okay, he plays the bishop d2, which actually lose a piece in this line because of bishop f5. And the problem is not that I will take the rook on b1, because I will not take the rook on b1. Because the problem is that the pawn on b2 is pinned.
Yes.
Yes, and after taking on c3, take, and okay, I'm a whole piece up. Okay, and the game is over actually. So actually, he had to play bishop d3 on move 13, and on move 15, when he played bishop d2, the best move was bishop f3, but still with a very bad position.
I was looking at knight takes c3 during the game.
At which point? At which point?
Here. I'm thinking you just win a pawn, but.
And you mean knight take?
Knight takes knight.
Knight takes knight, yes.
You have to take with the pawn. Rook takes b1. Queen takes b1.
Okay, maybe I win a pawn,
take
but
on
maybe
c3.
it's not enough. Maybe I win more because my position is so good. So
Oh no, sorry, I saw bishop f5. That's what I'm talking about. Bishop f5, not
no, bishop f5 is maybe it's nothing. I don't know.
and then
Bishop
bishop
f5, bishop
e4. You take on
b4.
b1.
Okay, maybe I win a pawn in this line, Mark. But why simplify the position? I have everything on my favor,
Yes,
on my
knight
part
b4
here.
is much more powerful.
Now and
Yes.
before, keep the position complicated, and my pieces are coordinated. Her pieces are not coordinated, and I believe I give you a chance to make more mistakes and harder decisions. So
Yeah.
okay, you have something to discuss on this?
No, I think this game was pretty forward.
Yes. And the next game, you also with Mario Sava, you discuss it with. I saw it. You
With
discuss it with
Giannis.
Yannis, yes. So I will not discuss much. I will just discuss a point that Mario's discuss with me after the game with the help of his mobile phone. Yes. Yes. Why I'm saying this? Because I will show you. You will understand why I'm saying this. Because here in this position, Marcus told me after we were out and I was we were waiting outside the playing hall and we were discussing the game. And he was putting the game on the mobile phone, and he said to me, "Oh, here I had to play h5 and the position is still equal." And I told him what I was planning here, because after h5, I said to him that I will have played h4 and sacrificed the pawn, which his mobile phone was very.
It looks like a bullet move. You know, you play h4, and if he takes on g4,
Yes,
you
it
go
looks.
h5.
But you see, the problem is that even the computer thought, his mobile phone thought that this move was not good. But after 3 or 4 moves, because after taking here, I will play knight g3, and after taking on f3, I will take with the queen. And after bishop g4, which all these moves were from his mobile phone, I will play queen g2. And in this position, okay, you see, all my pieces are perfectly placed against his king. I believe here it's very difficult for black to survive. Okay, I will sacrifice a pawn. I will open the lines for my pieces, and because the center is closed, and my king doesn't have any problems, he will have a very difficult problem defending this position.
Yeah.
And if you put it on a very strong computer, I checked it with my computer. This line gives a great advantage for.
Yeah, according to Stockfish
White.
12, depth 45, this is +2.
Yes, and okay. So sometimes the computer that do not think, let's say, a mobile phone for 10 seconds for each move, maybe it's not enough to give you the correct evaluation. So if this position had arisen in the game, I would be really happy. Okay, because you have discussed this game with Yannis, maybe we should go to the game with
The game that decided the championship, basically.
the championship. Yes, yes. So.
I think it was a roller coaster game. It was the most important game since whoever, if you drew or won, it was your championship, or if Yannis won, he would gain.
Yes, yes, yes. I was leading the championship with 7.5, and Yannis had 6 points, and it was a pack of players with 5.5 at this point.
Yes.
And this game was very important. If I drew the game, I was going to be the next Cyprus champion. If I win, the same. If I lose the game, Giannis will be the champion again.
Yes, he will defend his title. Yeah.
He will defend his title. So, so it was a very important game, and I believe we were both stressed for this game. So I decided I would flip the board so it will be from my perspective.
This opening you expected?
You see, I played e5. I don't think that Giannis was expecting e5, even though I played against Zagidis, because almost have 100% Sicilians, almost.
Yeah.
And okay, I played e5 just to surprise him a little bit. Okay, I was really well prepared in all the e5 lines, but he also surprised me, yes, with d4. I saw at the point, we were discussing this with Yannis, but I'm not sure where did I saw it. I saw that Yannis had 5 games before 5 years with his coach, but I didn't give much attention to it because now he was playing Rui Lopez, or he was playing the Italian game.
5 years ago, he had a much lower rating as well.
Yes, I didn't give much attention to those games. And just check the main line of the Scotch, and for 3 minutes, maybe the whole week, just to refresh the main line, but nothing else. So I was not prepared for this line. So normal line until now. And okay, this is normal, queen e2, okay, 95, and here the main line usually goes with c4, after c4 bishop a6, knight d2 and g6, knight f3, and queen b4 check. Let me show you. So this should this I think is the main line, bishop a6, knight d2, g6, knight f3, and queen b4. I believe this is considered the main line nowadays. But Giannis chose a move that surprised me again, played h4, which, to be honest, I had never seen before this game, because as I have said before, I am until now I was 100% Sicilian player. Okay, I make a good preparation with e5, but I couldn't cover everything, and this was one of the moves that I didn't cover at all. So I started thinking from here. a5, which one of the moves that is been played before, and I think it's a good reaction. And we played c4, so in the spirit of the previous line that was the main line, and I played bishop a6, which is a okay move. And here Giannis played knight d2. Okay. Okay, he could have played b3. b3, it's also a very interesting line. And here, maybe I would have had more problems to find the best solution, the best way to proceed. I'm not sure what I would have played. Maybe I would have played a4, maybe I would have played g6. But here this looks dangerous for black, and I'm not sure if I was going to play this line because, in my eyes at least, it looks a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. You don't need to risk things in this game.
Yes, yes, but I don't know what I would have played after b3, to be honest. Okay, I have to check because maybe I will have this line again in future games. And but Giannis chose 92. 92. So I played here. I didn't thought much. I thought that the move that I played was normal, and but I played 94. But after the game, when I checked the database, and Yannis told me also after the game that I got out of the book. It's a novelty actually, 94, and it's not a bad novelty. I was surprised that no one tried this move. Because okay, I transfer my knight from d4 to e6 with tempo.
Yeah.
Yes, and I still consider it a very nice move. For example, if instead of queen e4, if he had gone queen 3, okay, I will go still knight e6. This is my card remark. So I will go. Let's say if she goes b3, I will go queen c5.
Like
Okay, and I have
simplifying the position.
yes, I have solved my opening problem. I will simplify my position as I have, as we have said. Simplifications, as long as I don't make my position worse, doesn't favor my aim. So instead of that, Giannis played queen e4, I played knight e6, and he played b3. Okay, here was a critical position, I believe. I spent quite some time, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes here, trying to understand where my pieces belong, because I had to make to understand where should I move, what should my plan, what is my plan here. Okay, maybe a plan is a big word to make, but I just wanted to see where I will put my pieces so I could feel comfortable. And after thinking for 15 minutes, I decided that I need my queen on b4, my bishop on c5 maybe, and at a point take my queen to b6, or in between of those moves play bishop b7. So I decided for 4 moves here, and I start making them. So I gain also some time on the clock after that. Before that, I thought I also tried to make some other moves to work, but nothing. For example, okay, d6 is obviously mistake. I was trying to find something. D6 is a mistake because queen takes c6, but I was trying to make f6 to work. f6, bishop b2, knight c5, queen is 3, for example. But it was very dangerous.
Yes,
for me.
Very difficult position.
Yes, yes, and okay, why try something like this? So I decided to play solidly, and I put my queen on b4. Okay, bishop c5. And here I created a small trick, which I have seen it before putting my queen on b4. So I thought that I will also win a tempo. I'm threatening to take on f2 and win a pawn. So
because the knight is
pinned, but white has to react after taking f2, so he has to defend the knight actually, or the f pawn. So I won a tempo here, rook d1. Well, during the game I was, after playing bishop c5, maybe before playing bishop c5, I thought of, yes, before playing bishop c5, I thought that f4 might be a good attempt from him, because I will give a check, he will move the king, and here I was not 100% sure what is going on. Okay, I thought that I will play maybe bishop b7 or something else. I don't know, but I was afraid of course, of f5.
yeah.
And okay, it's a very double-edged position. Still, the computer favors black, and I don't know if this was worth, from Yannis' perspective, if it was something to think about, but still, it's very dangerous, especially when the stakes are so high, to play such a moves.
I think it's also difficult, especially when you're trying to win a game, that you're
Yes.
trying to keep winning options alive, and it's not as it's like playing with a lot of pressure.
Yes, the pressure was definitely very big. So he went for rook d1, and here I played queen b6. Queen b6 again, winning another tempo, because I'm now again threatening the pawn on f2. Okay, defending the pawn, and here I spent again some time, because I want to understand which piece belongs on d4. I have already decided that I will play either bishop d4 or knight d4, and I just check knight d4. Bishop takes, bishop d3, but here if black takes, maybe
There's queen f5, no?
yes, maybe it's a problem, because after white castles, black cannot castle because of queen f5. So at this point I decided not to take the pawn, not to go for this line. Okay, there were other options for white, of course, in this line, but here, if I cannot castle, because if I castle, queen f5, certainly mate, a double attack.
Yeah.
And it's a problem. I don't want this, of course. And I was not sure how to proceed. Okay, I win a pawn, but maybe the conversation is very big for white. And also, maybe you have some other moves that might even be better than this. So I decided to go for the safest option again, which is, in my opinion, during the game, was bishop d4.
Yeah.
Bishop d4. So, and I will have total control of the dark squares also. after the exchange. Bishop takes, and again I win another tempo. You see, queen 4 and bishop b7. So I was happy with my position at this point. Bishop d3 and okay, c5. Okay, and we come to a critical position here. Here I spend some time trying to understand what I have to do, because I have the option to exchange the queens, which I played, and also to castle queen side, to castle king side, to play a4. I don't know, I have many options here. Okay, the main options that I was considering using in the game was queen e6 and castle queen side. Maybe castle queen side was the best, but I didn't want to castle queen side, because I wanted to keep the option of playing the pawn on a4, so to exchange it.
Castle king side is too risky, yes?
I think it's too risky. I think it's too risky. I don't know, maybe the computer can keep the position in balance, but in my eyes it's too risky. So I decided to play queen e6, which, okay, I'm not sure if it's the best move, and but as we said, simplification without making my position worse was not much for the tournament situation.
Yeah.
And bishop e4. Here I made a mistake, I think. After bishop e4, I took on e4, which freed white's position, and the best move instead maybe was to castle. But as I have already said, I didn't go to castle here.
Due to a4.
Due to the pawn on a5, I wanted to push it on a4 and open my rook. So instead of castle, he took with the knight, of course, yes. And I played the move I was wanted to play all along, a4. And here I believe it's a position that if Yannis had thought a little bit more, would have found the correct path. And the best move, I believe, it was to castle instead of rook h3. Played rook h3, and during the game, Yannis, I believe, believes that it was the best move, and I also believe that it was the best move. But let's see what happens if white just castles. If white just castles, and I will take on b3. He will take on b3. I will play king e7. This resembles the game, but instead of castling, the king was still on e1 and the rook on h3. Here, because the rook is on f1, he could have played f4. We have seen this theme before in the opening, that he could have played f4 when the queens were on and press with f5. And here is the same idea, g6.
And then knight f6.
Because if I don't play g6, I will have big problems, I think. I have to play g6. And I don't know if there is any other move. Maybe in d6. I don't know. Maybe in d6 it's another option. But in both cases, especially after g6,
Yeah, this is very dangerous move. Knight
yes,
e6.
yes. Maybe it's equal. Equal. Maybe it's. You understand what I mean? Maybe white is not winning or something, but black has to find only moves. I don't like the black position here.
Yeah, you lose a pawn for sure.
I'm not sure if I lose a pawn. How?
Maybe like knight d5 or knight takes h7.
95. Don't forget, he has also weakness. He has a b3. So you
Yeah,
mean
okay.
what to play here? 90,
Knight takes
95 check.
h7. Yeah, knight d5.
Ah, wait a minute. You mean 90 to take it immediately a pawn?
No, knight d5 looks better for now. Yeah,
Actually,
obviously.
because let's show this line. Because if he takes here, I think I just play 94. I'm not sure. Yes,
And
94.
yeah,
I think.
knight f6. Ah, okay.
And I will take the pawn back. But okay, still, what is better?
Yeah.
Or if 95, king f8, and what was your idea?
f5. f5 looks very nice.
Yes. Maybe again 94. I'm not sure. 94 maybe. Still, that yes, the point that we are making is that black has a lot of difficult decisions to make. Maybe the game will end in a draw again.
Yeah.
But it's not 100% sure. It's chances are with white in this line. But instead of castling, Yanis played rook h3, which, as I have already said during the game, seemed to me and to Yanis a very nice move.
Yeah, I think it gives a false illusion that it's more active because then when you take on b3 you take with the rook. So
Yes,
it
and
looks active but it is not.
and maybe it makes you feel better because you have already played h4 without any reason until now, and now
Yes.
you and now you made the move count. I don't know.
Because rook takes b3 looks more active.
Yes, but you see here, I think I took immediately on b3
Yeah, you
because
took then rook takes b3.
yes, I took here immediately because I understood that that if he had played the rook there, he's planning to take with the rook, and I thought that this was not a good move. After taking here, I thought that the best move was to take with the pawn, which keeps some chances for white. Okay, and but Yanis took with the rook, which I believe is not the best move because okay, he has a pass pawn now, but the pass pawn is also a weakness, and white has more weakness than black.
Yes.
In this line. So I played king e7. Okay, he went back to 23, attack the pawn, and I protect the pawn. And he played rook 1 d2. So here I start attacking the weaknesses of white's camp. So from now on, my position is very easy to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, and has to protect it.
And now white is the one who's playing passively.
Yes, now white is playing passively, and black can play for a win. For example, here, see, yes, here, if white, I played very fast because I thought I was winning a pawn. I played rook on d a8 to win the a2 pawn. Okay, or to press. But I missed the move that Giannis played, actually. And the best way to take the pawn is play 94. And white is losing a pawn by force after 94.
Yeah, because he has to give up either the c4 pawn or the a2 pawn.
Okay, still the d5 pawn is under attack now, but yes. For example, rook c1,
Rook takes
rook
a2.
takes.
And then if you take on c5, maybe something like rook e2 check, rook takes e5. No, it's not playable. What am I saying?
Takes here.
No, it's playable.
You
Rook
have
e2 check.
rook e2 can take the
e5 pawn, yes.
The f5 pawn. Okay, so it's not very simple. It's not a very simple line, but okay. I didn't consider it because, as I said, I thought the other line that I was also winning a pawn and it was simpler, but I missed the move that Giannis played before because of rook d8. Here he found this move and he played immediately, so he had prepared it in advance. Okay, but okay, the position is still slightly better for black. I played the best move here, 94, rook c1, and rook a3. Okay, he gives a check. King d8, exchange a pair of rooks.
Yeah.
Okay, as we have already said, that favors me because I'm happy with the draw here. Rook b1. Okay, here I have to be careful, Mark.
Maybe like knight c6, yes.
Because whatever I play here is okay, except let's say h6 because I'm made in one.
Yes.
Okay, obviously I have to react. In the when he played, when I have seen this move from far away, I thought that okay, I will just play king c8 and.
But there's knight e7 check, yeah.
Yes, no problem because I will go back.
And then knight d5. Because it's draw, you win the championship. Yes. So
yes. Yes. This was another line, but I thought that the safest because I don't know if something happened. I don't know what else. Of course. So maybe this was leading also to a draw. But I also thought during the game that knight c2 is a very clear way to get a draw because knight c2, king d2,
and then knight b4.
Knight b4. So either he exchanged the knight and the resulting rook endgame. It's a draw actually, and the only one that could press is in black because of the white weaknesses, or he plays something like knight c3, but the white is tied up after this move and he cannot actually do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, of course white should not take on a2 because there is
rook check and then knight d5.
Yes, and now white is back in the game again. Okay, if white avoid this small trap, it's okay. Giannis to exchange the knights, and the resulting position I have set. It's at least a draw for black. Okay, it's a draw. Actually, it's a draw, but the only one that could press is black. But anyway, I think actually no one can press really hard here, especially if you are black and you decide that you will not do anything to unbalance the position. Yes. So see, we played a little bit, some more moves here, but nothing else happened actually.
Yes, because there's not much white can do here.
Yes, because I don't have any weakness. The only pawns that he can attack is f7 and then d7, which are very well protected with the king. There is no break. The only break that Yannis is trying is in g4, which I don't allow, and even if I allow it, doesn't change the result. But why allow it? I have to just keep my rook on the h file. For example, here I play rook h3, and still he cannot push, because if he makes a break here, he even lose.
Yeah, with rook takes h5.
Yes, and I will have a pawn. Maybe it's not a lot, but I will have a pawn more. So we play a little bit back and forth again, and Yannis offered me a draw, which of course I have accepted. Okay, Mark. I don't know if you have any questions for this game.
No, so yeah, there were no questions asked. Yes, was very interesting the games.
It's I don't see when you see them afterwards, maybe they seem a little bit simpler. But when you are in the fight and you don't know what is going on, and you don't have an engine giving you an evaluation, it's very hard to. Sometimes very hard to understand what is going on, and especially when the stress is high. As for example in this game, things can go really wrong, and you can take some decision that you will not be proud, for example. But fortunately, I played good enough in this game.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you will play in the upcoming international tournament in Larnaca?
I'm planning to play. Yes, I registered. I hope that everything goes well, and I will manage to play. And I also saw your name there.
Yes, if I can play, I will play as well. It depends on work, if I can.
Okay, cool. So maybe we will play against each other in the next tournament.
We'll see. I have to play well to get up there.
Yeah, or maybe someone else might play not so well. You don't know.
You're expecting to play in the Cyprus Open, or
what do you mean?
You will play in the Cyprus Open next year?
I don't know. I don't know, Mark. I don't know. I have to see my schedule with work and these things. Okay. What about you?
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Huh?
It's a long time until then. Yeah.
We don't even have the dates. I think for the.
No, I don't. We don't know the dates yet. I have to see the dates and then take a decision.
That's what I will do also, and especially I think that I will. What I'm looking at the word hypocrisy.
You qualified, yes.
Yes, I have already qualified for the closed tournament. So maybe if I am a little bit pressed, I will not play.
Yeah. So congratulations again for
Mark. Thank you, Mark.
Winning the Cyprus closed. We wish you all the best in your future events.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure being here discussing the games with you, Mark. And I just have to say that you were a very good arbiter during the event.
Thank you very much. It was easy. I had very cooperative participants. We didn't have like any problems during the game, so it was quite
So,
easy.
still, I think that you make an excellent work
Thank you
there.
very much. Okay, I
You're
think
welcome.
because it's quite late, we will wrap it up.
Okay, Mark.
Thank you very much for joining us
Okay.
for your analysis of the games.
Okay, you are welcome.
We'll say good night as well.
Okay, good night to our viewers. Good
Good
night
night,
to you, Mark.
everyone. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Bye bye.
Bye bye.